Hey everybody, welcome back to some We Slay We Play. I'm made the mistake of recording a full episode of this Celtic city we're making here, which I've called Kilbride. I recorded it without my voice on, or at least very, very low that I can't even bring it up. So I figured we can just fast forward through this episode, and I can talk about what I did here before we move on and do something a little bit more fun. Because this was a lot of just tedious adding little bits of road here. We did a lot of focus around this lake, and I do have some through streets that are going to go through that area of residential. So I'll need to come up with some better plans later. You can see me here trying to make a smooth layout for the roads that follows the hills that were already there. Also, without any sort of mods. I do not want to use Move It. I don't want to have to do things that a normal casual player can't do. Someone who hasn't downloaded any mods or subscribed or done anything that would alter the vanilla game. This highway here that I created that comes down and does a weird curve. It's a 90-degree angle. It will be fixed later, but I also think that corner there will be a bigger junction for a expressway. Let's see, a lot of this was just making plans for the future because at this point, we're at 2,000 people. We do need about over 6,000 before we can start putting in trains. I have a very strong argument for why we shouldn't do metros first, but we'll deal with that later. So let's see, where are we going here? We did expand, so we have 2 blocks, and we're looking at places. That's an interesting part where I noticed that there are resources under the water, as if this map builder intended for us to drain that bay and reroute the rivers, which is not a bad idea. I might do that simply for the challenge. Here's dealing with a little bit of traffic things. So I did have to use the presidential traffic to direct some trucks, but that won't be so bad once we get the highway up and running a little bit more efficiently. Here we go with a through road. I will eventually have to upgrade that if I didn't already in this episode. I may have. And I'm just extending the residential area here in a very strange manner. I just want it to be a little more organic to the road, adding some commercial in the center there. We'll add some walkways in a few places because I've learned that they will walk if they can. So anything we can do to reduce the traffic, which seems to be the biggest challenge of the game, so I don't mind. We're upgrading with some parks because we have upgraded to a new kind of city. What was that, like a boom town or something? So that means we're at 2,600. And this is just putting it in because I have the money to do so. I do want to expand up onto that hill and then further out towards the bay, this area that I'm looking at now very jerkingly because it's sped up. But that is where I would like to put my city center, at least a very good portion of skyscrapers and commercials, office, high density residential. So I do connect over to this part of the river, which will allow us to access the resources that are there. They have a lot of farming and ore, which I would like to have. I really want to work with this town on building a infrastructure that can transport my products from the raw resources to the generic industry to the cities and make sure that flows a lot more smoothly. I'm still putting parks in here. Oh, that was a cemetery. Yes. I've also decided that I am going to have a few cemeteries here. We do need to get them filled up because I want to use all of the accomplishments, all of the monuments that I can. So we're looking at those. We're looking ahead at those so I know exactly what to prepare for and everything that I have to have in order to unlock them. Except for the bad ones. Of course, I'm not going to have the oppression office and things that require horrible sickness for my town or anything like that. It's just probably never going to get that way. There's a lot more residential I've added out here and the random castle that came with a map. There we go. Put out the neighborhoods. Yes, this was so we can learn the names of the neighborhoods. We're going to start giving them names, a little cooler names, and then you can help refer to them when you're commenting. If you say, this one neighborhood help, look at Cherry Hills, and we need to put a park over on this street. Great. I would really love your input. Yes, we're messing with the water sources there, which will be a problem later if we decide to reroute them. So let's get back to the game. Hello, everybody. We are back from that disaster of a second episode that I'm deciding to push into this. I want to go through and see the things that you didn't get to see completely. Like, for instance, when we come into town here, we've added some residential up around this little hill. We're going to do some more over here. This is a little commercial district we've added just off this highway, because I realized this whole commercial district was being neglected. Also, I started naming some of the neighborhoods, simply because we're in an Irish thing. We're in Kilbride. Guess we can start calling it Court Cottages. And I want to start using the European style for everything else that we build, for all other neighborhoods. Ugh, that's just a necessity. Okay. The industries is really a focus right now, because there needs to be a smooth flow from one resource to the generic industry back to other resources into the city and blah blah blah. So I'm going to make this central area much more industrialized, and then I also added down here a whole other suburban district. I think we're going to put some dense commercial up here, and it's going to flow down in here, which will be connected with our larger downtown, more offices and such. Let's see, the industrial area that we added here, which is generic, and we've changed this to ore to actually take advantage of what's under there. They're asking for more people, so for one little project, let's finish up some neighborhoods here. I want to fill in everything along here. I'd like to keep this road. They supplied it. Might as well stay true to what they intended for the map. Let's go straight out to here. We're going to go up the hill a little bit, but not over to there. Looks good. Or, no, let's do this. Let's go up to here. Yeah, let's put it more like a V. Yeah. Get more space that way, and we'll do the same this way. This space is being preserved for the highway, railroad, possibly even canals. I don't know yet. And over here, we got that whole area. I don't want to cover this up. I can go up here one more. Let's do that. Okay. So, residential, fill her in. And back over to the other one. I'm going to leave this space open for right now. I'm going to need park space. Just make sure they have water. Okay. And that's no more building that I'm going to do today. I really want to talk through my plans for the future, other than this part that will be really cool. I'm so excited to put like skyscrapers up here and connect it under the hill, maybe over the hill. I don't know to that. The interstate is going to come down this way. Ooh, no, here. Here. This will be an interstate, or at least it will be over here when it comes and curves this way. And then over here, we're going to need one. Probably goes straight up into the center of the city. And then down around into here, which will probably connect around here. There'll be a bigger intersection here. The canals. If I do start it, it would need to come from this river, which is flowing much more quickly. Because this one, while it would be ideal to get it to run through here, I doubt the strength of the water flow. It's only coming from a little pond here, which they've clearly put in a small water source, but that's not going to be enough to supply what I need. The next purchase we will make when we get to 6,500 people is going to be this square up here. Yeah, one of these two squares, so that I can reroute a canal through here. I have a feeling I'm going to bring it along this way, down under here, so that it can flow into this. We're going to come down this way, and maybe along here, actually. I want it to be a very primitive public transportation system that'll have not many stops. One here, probably one over here. I'd like to come across, one up in here, and then we get too high on the hill, so we can't really do that. We can't go up the hill too much, so probably come down this way. Yeah. We do have to take in the slope of the land. I didn't even think about taking that in consideration. I think we can still get through here. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. We'll have to see. I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll have to unsave that. We'll have to back up. Okay, so here's our Court Cottages and our Guinness Park, and let's name one more while we're here. Birch Heights, boo. Shamrock Shadows. Yeah, we'll bring in some Gaga. How's that? Even though it's technically probably the highest elevated part of the map, maybe a little bit over there. Okay, and just check on the vitals before we move on. Let's put a fire station over here, and we're gonna need more police stations, so let's just do it now. Things will get moved later. Schools, we covered that for a little bit. Elementary schools are a little low, but now we're also out of money. So, let's just connect. Boop, 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 boop. Done. Okay, so here's my really short episode 2, which actually got a ton done. Next, we'll be developing the industrial space a little bit more. Hopefully, once we hit a number, we can start moving up in this area, and maybe we'll get some canals going through. Okay, I just want to point out, though, that there will be comments about how my city design is a little random. And you know what? I like setting up problems for myself. I like having to fix something later on. So, let's see how this goes. Catch you next time. Like and subscribe.